Hi, folks. It's Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower. Got so excited being on with Rex Bear on Leak Project. Just a few minutes ago, we finished up that I'm so wired up, and I need to get back to the studies that we've been doing that I got away from. I had this silly idea that maybe you can do too much content and that not everybody will see everything you do. But talking with Rex, he's got over 100,000 subscribers, and we're pushing right up there to 4,000. We'll be up with Rex before you know it, and he'll be beyond where he is. But there's really no such thing as too much content. So when you got that fire in your belly, you got to get going. So we're going to get back into our Through the Diamond New Testament. And what this is a verse-by-verse survey through the Diamond New Testament. I created the Diamond New Testament, compiled it. It's the first and only, to my knowledge, and thus far, chronological presentation of the New Testament without the words of Paul and in the original language. And we're going to have to change that. We're going to have to I'm going to have to do another edition called the Diamond New Testament Commentary, and I'm going to put Paul in it, and we'll comment on Paul's writings, along with it. So we're going to do that. But where we left off on this one is that the tongue no man can tame. It's an unruly evil full of deadly poison. Now what this says in the original Greek is that the tongue hasn't been tamed yet by any man because it's so unstable, it's so restless, and it's full of deadly poison. Let's see what being full of deadly poison actually means here in James 3 and 8. No man has yet been able to get a hold on the tongue because it is so restless. It's unrestrainable. It's restless. If you look there, see, it's restless. It's unstable. It's unsettled. But it's also filled with poison, rust. Oh, that was so good. Did you see that? It's also, what it is that the tongue will pierce you through like an arrow. It'll pierce you through like an arrow dipped in poison. It'll pierce you through like an arrow dipped in poison. And if you've ever had someone that you care deeply about, shoot words at you that are harmful and that are hurtful, it really does feel like an arrow going through you, and even an arrow dipped in poison. The poison pen people talk about with words that are so hurtful, and words really are so very hurtful. And I just blurted it out, I didn't mean it. Really, what you blurt out is the truest expression of what you mean, because it's almost involuntary. It's almost reflexive. That means it's your top of mind recognition. It's what's really in your heart, your soul, your mind. So that's why it's so hard for men and women to tame the tongue, because it is so restless, and bloop, it'll just go off in a second. And boy, you shoot somebody through with a deadly arrow when you fire off those words. So, you really ought to, and I'm pointing right at myself, we really need to figure out how not to let that be the case, because this is the important thing right here. For with the same tongue we'll bless the Father. I love you, glory, worship you, you're so mighty, God. And then with that same tongue, you'll curse men. What the hell you doing over there, woman? You such and thus and so, and mustn't find an end. Or driving down the road, hey, you! What the hell? What? You do it. I was driving behind you. I saw it. Out of your mouth comes blessing and cursing. And he's saying, brothers, these things should not be so. And I want to tell you something. I do want to tell you that as you begin to meditate, once you get out of, meditation is a big part of it, but this sounds like I'm self-serving, but once you get out of the indoctrination, once you get out of that Christian mindset. Once you get out of the Roman Protestant and the Roman Catholic, we're better than everybody else, look down our nose, we're the holy ones mindset. And once you begin to realize that we don't have original sin and everybody else doesn't have original sin, we've got the spark of divinity within, and so does you and 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 even you. Yeah, you got the spark of divinity within. Then all of a sudden you get more blessing coming out. Then you get cursing, and then all of a sudden you realize that. And it takes a while, and I'm getting better and better and better at it, but every now and then, and I'll just be honest with you, when I'm driving, what the hell's your problem? Ain't you got nowhere to go? Didn't that one come with turn signals? You got all day? Yeah, I need to work on that. And it's not really like nasty, or it's more of a joke, but I still need to, it's still cursing where blessing should be coming. And he says, these things just shouldn't be so. A fountain can't send forth good water and bad water at the same time. A fig tree doesn't give olives. A vine doesn't give figs. So no fountain should yield both salt water and fresh water. And we really need to work on that. I know we like to play around, and people say, "Oh, Jeff, you cuss too much," but I don't really consider damn and hell cuss words. I think those are emphasis words. Anything other than damn and hell, that's cussing, but damn and hell, those are just emphasis words. I'm telling you, believe me. But who is a wise man? Who's a wise person? Who is endued with knowledge among you? Let them show out of good conversation and meekness of wisdom. Let them show out of good conversation. Let's look at this in the interlinear, because this is important. Let's break it down. Let's break it down. Let them show. See, I don't like it when this happens, because I can't really move this thing midstream. So you. Oh, man. We're going to get this going first class before too long. Who is wise and understanding among you? Who has the Sophia wisdom? Who's got the wisdom? Who's cultivated? Who's skilled? Who's clever? And see, I don't like this because they say wise man, when it's clearly based on Sophia Sophos, which is feminine wisdom. So who's got that feminine woman's intuition, good feminine understanding going? And the epistemon, this is the skill for the experience, the knowing. This is the masculine wisdom. That's just a little bit of Christian whistleblower free stuff for you. Who's got both the feminine wisdom and the masculine wisdom working in balance? Well, the way you can tell who's got that feminine and that masculine wisdom working in balance is because they will show you. By their fruit you will know them. It'll be on exhibit. It'll be demonstrated. Why? How? Out of their good, which is, beautiful, honorable, noteworthy conduct. How they deal with other men and women, how they conduct their life, how they behave. Wow. Who's got the balance going on? The feminine Sophia, the male epistemon. Who's got the good balance going in their life? Well, you'll be able to tell by looking at their conduct. By their fruits you will know them, the Christ said. It's by their conduct, and it's by their work, their labor, their action, what they do. Sorry, Rex tired me out. It's by what they do, and also in the humility, which means the mildness, the meekness, the gentleness, the Christ-likeness, if you will, of their Sophias, of their wisdom, their insight. So what he's saying is the people that really got the good balance, really know what's going on, They got the male, the female, and they got the male, and they got this whole Sophia wisdom thing down. It's the people that are acting right and the people who are gentle and wise in their display of their wisdom. So I might have a little bit of work to do on that, because I, can be brash and silly. I do like to have fun about this, but maybe I need to consider being a little more chill, a little more refined, a little more in line with humility rather than, braggadocious. And of course, it's really, a lot of it is shtick, and I'm just having a good time. But that is very, very good stuff there. That's very, very interesting stuff there. And James tells us that the tongue has not yet been tamed by any man, because it's very restless. It's full of deadly poison. We shoot people through with arrows tipped with poison because we're blessing God. Oh, thank you, Elohim. What's the matter with you? You stupid or something? Unredeemed hand signals and whatnot. Shouldn't be that way. Shouldn't have sweet water, bitter water coming out of the same well. Who really is wise? Who really is endued with the knowledge? We just looked at this. They show out of what they do, and it's meekness in their wisdom. But listen to this. But if you have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. Man, right here in our own realm, our own genre of, the truth movement, I don't like that term, alternative media information. You got people, I don't like this show, I don't like that show, I don't like this guy, I don't like that guy, I don't like this channel, her channel, his channel. Why in the world should we have bitter envying? Why in the world should we have strife? And when we do that, we're actually striking out against the truth, lie against the truth. What does that mean in verse number 14? So when we're cutting down other people, and we're saying bad things about other people, oh, look at that. Jealousy and self-interest. You're boasting of it, and you are speaking falsely, you're pseudonomai, you're making the whole truth movement, the whole genre look bad. So when some people that get on a hobby horse and they say, this is the main truth, the only truth, and if you don't subscribe to our truth, then you're a shill and you're fake, and come on, man. That type of wisdom, what does James say that type of wisdom is? James says that type of wisdom does not come from above. It doesn't come from above. It's not from above. It's not from source. And I didn't make that up. It's not just a holy sounding word. James said it. When you're acting that way, I don't like him, I don't like her, this truth, that truth, if you don't, you're stupid and I'm no. That type of wisdom is not like the Sophia wisdom or the Sophia wisdom from above. It's earthly wisdom, though. It's earthly. It's opposed to the sky. What? If you're acting that way and conducting yourself that way, you're really in opposition to the higher realms in a spiritual sense. And you belong to the earthly sphere. You belong to the earthly sphere as opposed to the heavenly. So, do you want to be that way? I don't think you do. You wouldn't be watching this. You'd be watching American Idol or something, if that's still on. But That's the kind of wisdom that you're displaying, and that's the kind of a heart that you're showing. It's unspiritual, and it says it's of the devil. What does that actually mean? It's it's demon-like. It's demon-like. And it's action that is resembling a demon or someone influenced by one. Holy mackerel, as my grandmother used to say. If you are finding fault, saying this person's bad, saying that person's bad, cutting this person down, cutting that person down, James says you're acting like somebody that's demon-possessed. Wow. You're acting like somebody that is being influenced by a demon. Your jealousy and your self-interest only create disorder in every evil thing. Worthless, wicked, base thing. Wow. But the wisdom that comes from above is pure, peaceable, gentle, reasonable, full of mercy and fruits of good. It's impartial and it is sincere. So the person that has wisdom that comes down from above, it's going to be pure wisdom. It's going to be ethical. It's going to be, down here it even says virginal. And it's going to be peaceable. It's going to be disposed towards peace. It's not going to say, I hate George Norrie and I love Art Bell. Or I hate Art Bell and I love George Norrie and I hate this one and I hate that one. No, it's going to be peaceable. And it's going to be gentle. And I have the blessing of having got into this genre after the whole, after Art Bell had already been done and finished with Coast to Coast. So all I know is, George Norrie, and I got into this with George. I like George. I like to listen to George. I listen to the replays of Art. I like Art. It's different styles. There's different styles. There's different personalities. And the ones that are acting like they're demon-possessed are the ones that are throwing rocks and finding fault and saying bad things. But those that have pure wisdom from above, those that are characterized by a heavenly spiritual countenance, those people are being peaceable. They're making peace. They're being gentle. They're forbearing. They're overlooking people's faults. They're being reasonable. They're being compliant. They're not trying to, wreck everybody else's show so they can have the only show left. They're full of mercy, compassion. They're compassionate. And they have fruit. They have good fruit, which means vegetables. They got good carrots and tomatoes. They've got good fruit going on. They're showing good things on their vine. They're impartial. They're not divided. They're not picking sides. They're wholehearted, and they're sincere. Without hypocrisy, unfeigned. They're not faking it. That's the kind of people that you can count on. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace by those making peace. Interesting. The fruit of righteousness is sown in peace by those making peace. So, really the people that are moving and shaking, and the people that are really doing something on a peaceable level and a good level, those are the people that are really making strides in the true realm of spirituality. Boy, that's really strong and good stuff. So there's a lot of exhortation for us there within those chapters and those verses of the book of James. And we're not going to go into chapter 4 yet. We're just going to finish up in James chapter 3. So some very good, some very powerful and some very encouraging and sobering inspiration from the Apostle James in that latter part of James chapter 3. All I'm trying to say, and I think all that James was trying to say, was, dudes, be excellent to each other. And then in the words of those immortal American philosophers, Bill and Ted, be excellent to one another. And if you're excellent to one another, then you don't have to worry about your tongue piercing someone through with a poison arrow. You don't have to worry about exercising devilish wisdom. You don't have to worry about acting like you're demon possessed. You don't have to worry about being a bitter well. Dudes, be excellent to each other. That's the word of James. James said it before Bill and Ted said it. So just be excellent to each other. That's the message of the day from the Diamond New Testament. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower, and my voice is getting thin, but it'll get used to this because we're really going to put the pedal to the metal. We want you to subscribe. We want you to like. We want you to share. We want you to share financially. And we're heading for 50,000 plus here very, very soon. So it's in number of subscribers. And we're getting this message out to more and more people each and every day. We're here to help you unwind your mind. I'm back. I'm going to be back now with the through the Diamond New Testament, with the original teachings of the Christ, with the Nag Hammadi scriptures, with the secret teachings of all ages. We'll probably get back into the Isis Unveiled. We'll get into, again, the Tibetan Book of the Dead. We're going to be bringing all this wisdom to you wall to wall and treetop tall. I don't know why in the world I thought I could put out too much content, but we're going to be bringing it to you as much as my voice can handle. I've got it down to where I've whittled it down to 5 hours a day on Monday through Friday that I do have to do some non what I'm supposed to be doing type of activity, but that's a great improvement. And until we get more people subscribing and more people sharing financially, that's what we'll have to do, but that's okay because we're making progress. Again, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower, helping you unwind your mind and unindoctrinate yourself.